Well, Klay Thompson has some ridiculous accolades to go along with his talent. Most three-pointers in a single game, starting another game 10 for 10 from three-point range. Oh, yeah, there's a 60 points on just 11 dribbles. Certainly, there's a lot to talk about with the three-time champion. Recently, 3D caught up with him.
Klay Thompson is one of the greatest shooters this game has ever seen.
Nobody in the history of the game can heat up like this guy can.
Here's Thompson for three. Oh, he is on fire. Thompson again. Klay Thompson is 10 for 10 from three-point range. An incredible performance.
I want to go back to early in the season. There was so-called some slump you were supposed to be in. Shooters shoot. What's so much different now?
I think we're at full strength. I think my game kind of is intertwined with how the team's doing as far as ball movement, flow, pace, all those things. Because when we're playing with great pace and flow, I don't really have to take contested shots. I think my shot quality goes up greatly. And that's what happens when you play with great players. My game just meshes well when we're moving the ball well and we're playing at a high level.
Do you guys get enough credit for being so talented and so unselfish?
I think people have just gotten used to it. I think our style that we have played these last, 5-6 years have got people accustomed to seeing us hit the backdoor cutter, make the extra pass, hit the open man. We might not get enough credit for it, but I know people love to watch it. It's more fun to be a part of, and people are just used to it at this point. They just are used to the Warriors, having a 35 assist night with 10 turnovers and, blowing out the competition, but it's harder than it looks.
Speak about turnovers. Is that one thing now that pretty much half the season is gone, you guys are starting to tighten up a little bit, just taking better care of the ball?
We do this every year. We always start out the year playing a little sloppy, and then Steve always yells at us, brings us back into practice, has us doing passing drills, jump stop, pivot, chest pass. But he always reiterates, the simple leads the spectacular. And he always tells us when we just make that simple play, 4 or 5 possessions from then, we're going to hit a home run. That's when beautiful plays happen, whether it's an alley-oop to KD, Steph 35-foot pull-up in transition, Draymond throwing a couple oops, Andre catching them. That's when those happen.
The boogeyman, Mr. DeMarcus Cousins, is back from an Achilles injury.
Here's Durant with it around the screen by Cousins. Big roll. Goes slam. Welcome back to Marcus Cousins.
Seen him in practice for his rehab to get to where he is now, and now he's on the floor. What's so different?
When he was in Sacramento, he kind of had to take the team on his shoulders for them to just be above 500. No offense, but I don't think he's played with this much talent unless it was Team USA. So the floor is open for him, and he is so unselfish as far as setting screens, making the extra pass. He's just really smart, too. If I'm coming off him for DHL, he's going to position himself so the defender has to go around him. Using his big body, coming off screens, him being able to stretch the floor, knock down threes is such an underrated factor for us. And just being a great basketball player, you can plug him anywhere and he will make the right play.
Well, the Warriors playing the Celtics tonight. If they win, Golden State will become the second team in NBA history to have a 10-game winning streak in 6 straight years. 3D, how has shooting defined their dynasty in really this era of basketball?
It's changed the old school thinking, the old school coach that you have to play inside out. And that's why we were just watching the piece laughing that, from Charles Barkley to college coaches to all these, so-called gurus that you cannot win championships by just shooting jump shots. Well, what they've done to me, Tough Juice, is bigger than just shooting, Chris. It's being unselfish and buying into cutting and moving without the basketball. So that's why now, to Klay's point, is that we've kind of gotten used to watching good, quality basketball season after season, meaning that if I get a wide open shot, I take it. If my teammate has a better shot, I give it to him. And if I'm not open, I cut to the basket. That sounds like fun basketball.
Yeah, it's selfless play. And it's not just opportunists on the perimeter, it's shot making on the perimeter. And this is 2, possibly 3 of the best shooting guys we've ever seen at their positions. When you talk about Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, as you get a glimpse of Steph right now with the warm-up, I mean, you could sell out his warm-ups.
Yes, sir.
Because that's how much people are interested in just watching him in his preparation for the game. And he comes in with the same disposition. He's a creature of habit. And then easy money sniper. When you add a guy like that to the mix, Kevin Durant, He's amazing. He's the only guy I feel like is a wash at that position when you guard LeBron James or playing against him. He's literally a wash at that position.
Karan, when you mention the open shots because of additions, the stat already with Boogie in the lineup, the splash cousin, that I think he's earned that moniker, the splash cousin already. 90% of their shots are assisted when Boogie is on the court. Why is that happening?
Look, because he brings a different dimension, and me and 3D was just talking about it, prior to the show. We was just saying, like, look, you have two guys that you can play with a lot of their intangibles of the game. Now you add a component like DeMarcus Cousins, a healthy DeMarcus Cousins, one of the top 2 centers in all of basketball, and now you put him on the best team of all of basketball, the defending champs. I mean, come on, bro. How do you guard that? That is a problem.
It's a problem, and we know I think it's the Hamptons lineup when you have Iguodala on the floor, with KD and Stephen. Now you can, take Draymond off and then now put Cousins there. Now you have Cousins, KD, and 3. It's like it's crazy now when Steve Kerr says, I have a new toy to play with because I've never had this before. Bogut, we loved him. He was a great passing big man. But Bogut couldn't shoot the ball and put the ball on the floor like Cuz can do.
Facts.
You know what I mean? You had, McGee, who's a great athlete, more alley-oops. But McGee is not taking the charges and is as smart as he is. So I love Zaza. Zaza was great setting the screen. But you could take all those guys and put them together, and you might have a little bit of Cuz to pour in there.
A little gumbo.
It's a little gumbo.
All of those ingredients.
You see what I mean?
Good gumbo, but not Boogie Cousins.
Well, the stat to back up what you're saying is in the Warriors' run since 2011, their centers hit a total of 3 three-pointers. In Boogie, of course, in that first game, hit 3 three-pointers, shooting 57% from outside.
So being able to talk to Cuz the other day before the TNT game, and he understands this is his opportunity to prove to all the naysayers that he wouldn't be able to play with a team like this. He wouldn't come in with the championship mentality. So the fact that I said, Cuz, when did you know that you were ready to play? He said, right around the 9th month, because I tore my Achilles as well, but I told him I was 45 and old and retired. I said, you still got a lot of basketball left. And he said, the 9th month, coming down the step to pick up something. He goes, oh, wait a minute, I'm healed. He said, from that point on, the rehab really took the next level, but they made him wait another month, because we all know this. He started compensating with the right leg. And now he had to work that out. Now in the 11th month, just before the whole year of the original injury, now he's ready to play. So thinking, be in the G League, listen to his trainer, listen to Steve Kerr, and now you come out of the All-Star break with basketball legs, that's when things really get crazy.
Listen, people don't understand, when you come back from an injury, when people say you're healthy, you're available, that means that you're functionally able to perform, but not quite like yourself yet. Now you got to get the games under your belt. I had something equivalent to the Achilles injury, but I had a patella rupture. It happened with my knee. So it took me all the way to about 25 games for me to really get my basketball legs and conditioning under me, where I was like, I can do everything I once did again. So you see him out there, and he's performing well. He's dunking on guys, slashing 1-1,000, 2-1,000 with the ball, finding the seams, following through. But after All-Star break, you're going to see even a better DeMarcus Cousins. That's a problem.
Certainly a problem for teams trying to defend.